As an introduction, Greenwich Solar, we are a global distributor of PV systems. So everything you need for your residential or commercial PV system. So it's panels, mounting systems, inverters, to storage systems, or all the accessories you need. So we are more than 25 years old as Greenwich. We are in over 25 countries worldwide. And in Australia, we are nearly 10 years. And now we opened this Brisbane office to be closer to the market, to have a better footprint in the market, and to be closer to our customers. A few side facts: we have more than 500 employees worldwide. We carry about 5,500 items, different products. So our portfolio is really, really big, and gives all the things an installer needs to do his job. We have about 10,000 customers worldwide. So this also gives us a good feedback from our customers what the market really needs. So we are ready and preparing ourselves to serve these customers. Next slide, please. That's our Brisbane opening week program. You can see like very little on the bottom. So today is our first webinar. It's the kickoff with SolarEdge. You can see here some pictures of our new office and warehouse. So the whole idea of having this branch office is to be closer to you, to our customers, and to have more stock available so we can supply whatever you need. In total, we have 5 warehouses across Australia, and those 2 branch offices, what you can see here in Brisbane and Melbourne. Next one, please. So now, EV charging inverter, that's our first topic. I would now like to introduce David Hinz. He's our supplier from SolarEdge. And to run through his presentation, we have a small video to show, to give you a bit an idea about what is EV charging, to go through the topic, and then later we will have a presentation. I now hand over to David.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, welcome everybody. Look, as Mark said, we're going to go through our unique EV charging inverter. This is a unique product to SolarEdge. So first of all, what we're going to do is run a video. So we're lucky enough to have Gavin Baker, who is our commercial. Many of you might know Gavin. He's our commercial sales director. He lives here in Brisbane also, and he has an EV. He has one of the Nissan Leafs. So we grabbed Mark last week and Gavin, and we hit the road and we did a little bit of a video, and we also went through how to plug it in, charge it up, and do all that. So without waffling on any further, I will get Brad to play the video, and Mark and I will do a bit of a Q&A at the end of that video, and I'll run through a couple of slides just highlighting the key features to help you.
Hello everyone, my name is Mark Bauer. I'm the Managing Director of Greenwich Solar in Brisbane, and we are a global distributor, wholesaler of PV systems. And we offer basically everything for you as an installer to offer to your customers. Is it solar panels, inverters, optimizers, mounting systems, storage batteries, basically everything you need to serve your customers. So we are there for you. You can find us greenwich.com.au if you need anything. Today, I would like to talk to you about the interesting, amazing world of EV mobility. I'm here in this nice electric car with one of our suppliers. It's Gavin from SolarEdge. Hi, Gavin.
Hey, Mark. Welcome to Brisbane.
Thank you so much. We are here in this EV car, and I see we need a bit recharging, and I would like to suggest that we just keep driving, and we see you in a second and tell you a bit more about how do we recharge this car here. See you in a minute. So we are now in this electric car, and it drives really nice and smooth. You can't hear anything. What I would like to ask you, can you tell us a bit more about the adoption rate of EV vehicles in Australia?
Sure, Mark. So in 2020, there were roughly 10,000 battery electric vehicles sold into the Australian market, which is in the innovator phase of the adoption curve, so very early days. If you include the plug-in hybrids, I think there's around 70,000 of those vehicles sold, so that moves more into the early adopter phase, but it's still very early days in EV adoption in the Australian market for sure.
Yeah, what we see in Europe as well as Carnage, we see like there are countries where the number of new cars, new electric cars, is much higher than the number of traditional petrol cars. So we clearly see a trend there. And I believe in Australia, it's just a matter of time when this really pops up, when the infrastructure is there, and when the number is growing rapidly.
Yeah, we haven't had particularly strong policy support for EVs in Australia. In fact, there's some regions in Australia where they're taxed, but I tend to agree with you that the underlying economics of EV ownership are compelling enough, and that was the main driver for me to get the car, was that it just was more cost effective than owning my old combustion-based car. So yeah, the economics are improving by the month, and with new vehicles coming into the market, I think there's 12 new vehicles scheduled to come into the Australian market in 2021. It's a hot topic. It's very topical with solar customers as well, and it's a wonderfully conducive technology to the solar portfolio for sure.
Yeah, that's the important part for you as an installer out there. The market is developing, that's very clear, and we've got the products, and the important thing is that you also prepare your customers to really be ready and to have the right advice, the right arguments for it. So we are now back here, and we soon show you a bit more like how do we recharge this car and what kind of components you need to really make this work. See you in a second. Okay, Gavin, we are now in front of your car. It was a smooth ride. Now I want to see how can we recharge this car? What do we need to do to plug this one in and connect it?
Yeah, so it's very easy. I think there's a bit of fear around how do you interact with an EV, but it's really simple. It's just a case of opening up the little hatch at the front here. There's two charging points. There's the Type 2 and there's the rapid charge. I've used that once, but this is the day-to-day charger for me, so Type 2, and that's the connector I've got on my inverter. So it's simply a case of taking the charge point out, unwrapping, and you'll plug it in, and it's away. That's it. You'll see on the front dash here, there's one blue light flashing, so that indicates to me that it's under 33% charged. Once that's full, it'll go up to the second flashing and so on and so forth until all three lights are fully blue, and then I know it's fully charged.
Okay, so tell me a bit more this charger here, does this fit only to this car, or how do people work with it in combination with the SolarEdge inverter?
Yeah, so I bought this particular adapter because I knew the Leaf had a Type 2 charge point. I think most of the cars coming through these days have at least an option for Type 2 chargers. We also supply the Type 1 if you've got an older EV. So I intentionally chose this particular cable and an adapter for my car.
Okay, so you purchased the box here, that's the inverter, right?
Yep.
And the cable you purchase depending on the car and the model you're driving?
Correct. So the great thing about this product, I bought this inverter 12 months ago. I wanted to have an EV ready house because I always intended on buying an electric vehicle. At the time when I went to install the system, the EVs weren't cost competitive enough for me. So I got the inverter. And it came without the charge cable. It's the same topology as our HD Wave product. I installed it. 6 months ago I bought the Nissan Leaf, at which point I just bought the cable off the SolarEdge price list and literally plug and play, and that was as simple as that.
Okay, let me just ask again regarding the installation, because that's what is important for our customers, for the installers. If they have to install a HD Wave, the EV charger, at homeowners, it's a pure residential system, as I understood. So what do they need to do? What do they need to be aware of?
Look, as long as they're installing as per the specifications for the product, that's really all there is. There's no meaningful difference between installing this particular unit and the HD Wave unit. There's a commissioning process that they'll need to go through when they add the cable on, but it's very simple. It's run through the setup, and it's very straightforward. So there's really, as long as they are installing as per the guidelines in the installation manual, it's pretty straightforward.
How long does it take to install it?
I'm not an installer. Some people, I'm sure it's a quick process. Other people take longer, but you know, you should be. I would expect your installer should be installing a 6 kilowatt system, you know, with a 5 kilowatt inverter, you know, in a single day for sure.
Okay. So there's nothing like which makes it completely different. It's almost done a process. Follow the rules, follow the guidelines, and it's being easily installed.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's very straightforward. You know, I'm fortunate. I work with the commercial products at SolarEdge, but I get to use the residential products and get to see them, and I have, you know, colleagues that work very closely with them. So, you know, I've selected the EV inverter. I've got a storage inverter as well, which is ready for the SolarEdge battery, which will be coming through this year. I also have the SolarEdge panels on the roof, which have an optimizer embedded in them as well.
Okay.
So it's a full SolarEdge system at my house. There's one platform to work from. You can manage and have visibility on the entire system through the one portal location. And at the end of the day, it's you know, it's one entity that holds the warranty on the total suite of products. So it's a pretty comprehensive product set, and you know, really nice peace of mind for customers who don't have to deal with 3 or 4 different manufacturers through their solar system.
So a complete system, as you say.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So at the moment, this car is being recharged during the day. So we produce the energy on the roof,
yep.
The solar panels, optimizes, we've got the inverter, and it goes straight into the car. So what would be like let's say the next step to do it? You mentioned already battery.
Yep.
So what would be like the other setup to also make sure you can recharge your car not only during the day,
yes.
also at night, for example, being off the grid?
Sure. So off the grid is not necessarily the way we think about things with SolarEdge. We require you know, for 4777 a live grid connection. Having said that, we can charge this car at night or during the day. It doesn't matter. If we're doing it during the day, we're obviously minimising how much energy we're drawing from the grid to charge the car. And if we do it at night, we have to pull it directly from the grid. But it all runs through the inverter, irrespective of what time of the day it's charging. Now, for me, the economics work out really well because I work from home. My wife works 3 days a week down in Logan, which is in the southern suburbs of Brisbane. So we have this car here 3 or 4 days a week. So I just trickle charge it during the day. In order to charge the car up, it's got a 40 kilowatt hour battery. It's got a maximum charge rate of 7.4 kilowatts and 32 amps. So I can pull 15 amps from the solar and the excess from the grid to charge it up, and it's about a 5-hour charge time.
Okay.
Under those conditions. So on the boost mode, it's about 5 hours to charge this car up. If you do it overnight, you can run it at 32 amps and charge it over the course of 5 hours. So it's, you know, this whole range anxiety thing that people sort of get consumed with. It's once you understand the mechanics of the system and how it charges, it's really
it's very simple.
It's not difficult at all.
Okay, so how do you monitor like in the SolarEdge, like let's say on the SolarEdge platform, how do you monitor what's going in here, what's being created on the roof? Do you have any monitoring system?
Yeah, totally. Why don't we have a look at that? Okay, so to get into the app, I use the My SolarEdge app, and here it is. So this is the UI, the user interface that the customer will see, and you can see here the car's currently charging at 5.6 kilowatts. It's a bit of a cloudy day here in Brisbane, so it's a little bit constrained, but still charging away. If you go, for those, I guess, installers who haven't seen this app before, this is probably the best sales tool you'll have to increase your conversion with customers. So that's the home page. You can go onto the module page here, and on this page you can see I've got 2 inverters, which are duplicated. You can see up there in real life. 2 5 kilowatt inverters, 1 backup, 1 EV charger, and I've got panels all over my roof covering every available square meter up there and facing in all different directions. So there's a 10.6 kilowatt system. You can see the difference in the panel outputs here because this is under shade and this one isn't. Again, this module here is under shade and these ones aren't. So each panel performs at its own maximum power point, which is one of the great advantages of this product and a huge selling point for your customers. If we go into the EV charger component, the home automation, you can see here this is 6.7 kilometers has been added since we started to charge it a few moments ago. It's charging at 5.2 kilowatts. It's on solar power boost mode. And you can see some more of the details there. Now, if I want to stop charging, there's 2 ways to do it. I can either hit the key on my Nissan Leaf that stops it, or I can just hit stop charging and you'll hear a click in the background. There you go, and the car's now stopped charging.
Okay, Gavin, you gave us a quick overview about this app, how installers can use it to sell it to their customers. So can you please summarize all the features, functions, and benefits for installers to help them to sell this product assistant to their customers? So what do they need to know? What do they need to tell to their customers to really sell this kind of system?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess as a user of the product, I've got first-hand experience. It's a great product. It's albeit I work in commercial, it's probably my favourite product in the whole SolarEdge range because it's so functional and so easy to use, and I get to use it every day. Look, the inverter, it comes with a 12-year warranty, as per all our inverters in our range. It's a single vendor solution, so you can have your inverter, your optimized modules, your battery, your monitoring platform, all from the one location. That's really appealing for homeowners. I don't have to swap between different apps to check what this is doing and what that's doing and manage different systems. It's all done from the same platform. So it's super user friendly. It's very intuitive, and you get all the benefits of safety and warranty that you get with the SolarEdge system. So it's a top product.
Awesome. So all the installers who already use SolarEdge products, for them it would be like just additional product, no additional training required. It's really an easy way to install it and to sell it to customers.
Exactly right. Yeah, no, it's just another product in the portfolio. It's for all intents and purposes, it's the same installation practices as the current generation of inverters. So there's nothing new or revolutionary about it. But obviously has all this added benefit of being able to charge EVs.
I mean, the great thing, what you said, like the 12 years warranty. So every homeowner which wants to get ready now for an EV vehicle, which they might get and purchase in 5-6 years down the road, they've already the system, it's ready, so they can use it. I think that's a great advantage which we can sell, or which the installer can sell to their customers.
You know, I've got 3 kids. I live in suburban Brisbane. I had 2 petrol cars only 6 months ago. I've still got a big Toyota Kluger that we take down the coast on weekends, but now we've got this Nissan Leaf which we use in our day-to-day activities, dropping kids at school, going to the shopping centre, any hopping around the city. We fight for the Nissan Leaf now because it's such a fun car to drive, and we really get a kick out of not having to put petrol in it. So you know, if your installer's customers are open to that conversation, you know, they can really differentiate themselves from the other solar providers that are just selling string inverters without this level of functionality. So it's a great conversion tool, and I'd recommend sort of introducing this concept to all your residential customer opportunities.
Awesome. I'm very happy to have like this strong product in our portfolio. We at Greenwich Solar in Australia, we sell SolarEdge, we sell this EV charger. So if you have any demand, any request, come see us, have a discussion. And as said, it's very easy to sell it to your customers, to the end users, to the homeowners, and it's an easy system, EV ready. So please come and contact us at Greenwich in Australia. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gavin, and see you very soon.
Great to meet you, Mark.
Have a good one.
Thanks for coming around, and yeah, look forward to plenty of EVs out on the road soon.
Okay, so that was a great demonstration on how the EV charger actually works from a practical point of view. Sometimes it's makes much more sense when you can actually see your product working and understand that it's very easy. So I just want to go through some slides here now. So if we could just jump on to the next slide there, please, Brad. So what we want to do is we want to just introduce this product to you if you haven't. Now, we've had this product for probably better part of 12 months, 18 months now. Yeah, probably 18 months. It is the world's first built-in EV charging inverter. So what that means is that this is a standard 5 kilowatt HD wave inverter. Inside that inverter is AC coupled EV charger, which allows you to, as you saw with Gavin, to put that inverter up on your customer's wall today and run it as a standard 5 kilowatt PV system until the time comes where that customer decides to buy their EV. Then all they do is they purchase the cable and they plug it straight in. You've done all the wiring at the time of because it's AC coupled, it's internal. You've actually set this up at the time that you install it. You will need to come back and commission that cable once they do it. Next slide there, please, Brad. So let's just have a look at what some of the advantages are. So of course, number one is, we're able to charge our car from the sun. I think the message with solar should always be maximum self-consumption, right? So, I mean, you guys sell this all day, every day, you get it. You put solar onto your roof and you're now a generator. You're now producing your own energy. Sure, feed-in tariffs sound great. They were great when they were 50 cents, and some of them are sneaking back up into that sort of late teens, which is okay. But really, is that why you want to invest? What you want to do is you want to actually use it. And what the SolarEdge portfolio does is, and as you saw from the app when Gavin was using it, is that it allows you to maximize your self-consumption, but all from the one app. So think of the inverter as the brains. This unit will not only produce your energy, it will run your home, and now this will also run your car. So you can charge your car 4 times faster than you could with a standard EV charger that you might purchase from the car dealership. It's a single inverter, as I said, with 2 functions. So it is a standard solar inverter, and it will charge your car. That's going to save you money because you don't need to purchase the additional EV charger when you buy the car, and that can cost, rule of thumb, it's a couple of $1,000 depending on what you get to have it supplied and installed when you buy the car. So why not put that couple of $1,000 towards, SolarEdge full PV system that will allow you to do that, plus save money on producing your own energy. It's a full future-proof system. Remembering you've got a 12-year warranty with this inverter, so I guess when you're talking to your customer, it's about them understanding that what do they want this system to do for the next 12 years? 12-year warranty. Do you think you're going to be driving an EV in the next 12 years? Whether they've thought about it or not, the reality is they probably will be. So this future-proofs that investment for them. All they do is buy the cable when they're ready. As I just went through, we have one of the best, if not the best warranty in the market with 12 years straight out of the box, and that's a full parts and labor warranty for the inverter. Most standard EV chargers that you would purchase from the car dealership have anywhere from a 12-month to a 4-year warranty. So, and this allows you to do the smart scheduling also, which means that you're able to use the solar only during the daytime. However, if you need to do it via boost mode, you can turn that on and you can charge from both solar and the grid simultaneously. So it's a way to charge your car much faster. Next slide, please, Brad. So one of the great advantages of the SolarEdge product is that think of it as a modular system. You have the inverter there and it's producing the energy, and now you've got the EV charger. As you saw at Gavin's house, there was a separate inverter that allows you to have the backup with the battery and everything on it. And all this is controlled from the one single app. We all also have our home automation products, and if you don't know about those, feel free to reach out to Cranich or to your local SolarEdge sales manager to understand more about that, where you can control other products in your home, like your pool pump, your air conditioners, your lights, and it all comes through this same app. So the beauty is it's a single vendor, it's a single app, it's all being controlled by the power that you're generating, maximizing your self-consumption. It's very convenient. It allows you to allocate the excess solar wherever if you want to feed it back in because you're on a really good deal, then you still can do that. It gives you full control over how you do it. Next slide, please, Brad. So why is it good for your business? Well, right now, this completely differentiates you. It gives you a new story to tell. You know, I think the one thing that we all look for, and certainly as a solar retailer, you know, you just don't want to be the next guy or the first of many guys in that living room talking to the homeowner who's going to have the same conversation, right? You know, because it all then comes back to one thing: who's the cheapest or who do they like the best? This gives you a completely new story to tell. It gives you a completely new discussion to have with your customer, and move away from price point and give your customer an understanding of what they can actually get for their money. And that's really, really important. You know, customers rely on us, rely on you as professional salespeople to give them some options, because people don't know what they get. Let's face it, everybody gets onto Facebook or social media and they see a price point and they think that's what solar is and that's what it's worth. They don't understand what else is out there, because they don't know that they could get an EV built in to the inverter. They don't know that they could do other things with home automation. This is where you come in. This is where you're able to have this conversation and say, listen, if you're thinking about buying an EV over the next 12 years, this is a great investment for you. It's only $500 more for you to buy this inverter than a HD Wave. And it's another $400 to $500 for the cable. So again, it might cost you another $1,000 by the time you've set it up, but that's still less, probably half of what you're going to pay to have an additional piece of hardware installed when you buy the car. And it does nothing but charge your car. This does everything, and it's saving you money from day one. It gives you an opportunity to close faster, because there is no competition on this product. Nobody else has one. So hopefully you can close faster, but also you can close more sales, because customers will get excited about a product like this. And yes, that's a great little saying, EV means more PV. So what does it mean down the road? It's an increased customer lifetime value. So this just means that it's future-proof, and it's going to give your customer more value over the life of this system. Next slide, please, Brad. So I just want to go through a slide here and just sort of give you a few tips on how to sell this to a customer, because ultimately that's what you guys do, and I think it's important to sort of understand how to do that. Next, please. So what are we going to say to the homeowner? You know, you're sitting in that living room, a dining table, or wherever your office may be, and you're having conversation around solar, and they're sold on the fact they want to get solar. Now it's really up to you, to us, to get them to understand what they can get for their money, and to show them the value of spending maybe a few bucks more and getting something more long-term and that works. And some simple questions are very much, what are the chances that the next car you buy is going to have a plug on it? I mean, the chances are very, very good. You know, I think all you have to do, and if you want to, as a consummate salesperson, you know, you can quite easily just Google a number of the large car manufacturers. I just saw a press release last week from Jaguar Land Rover, who have come out and stated that that they will not produce a combustion car. Their whole fleet will be fully electric by 2025. Guys, that's 4 years ago, 3.5 years away. And you've got a company like Jaguar, who's been building cars for over 100 years, moving completely 100% of their fleet to electric vehicles. This is not a pie in the sky sort of, one day this will happen. This is here now. How many Teslas do you all see on the road now, right? They're everywhere. MG have just released their SUV. You know, everyone's releasing EVs. This is a here and now thing, and it's really, really important for people to understand that this is not the future, it's now. So get ready for it and build the infrastructure. This allows you to charge your car at home using free energy. And if the chances are that your car's going to have that plug on it, then you add your EV inverter now, right? You put your inverter up and you just buy the cable when you buy the car. We talk about the warranty, and it can be obviously thousands of dollars cheaper. You've only got to be there once to do the installation. Next slide there, please, Brad. So some other things that you might just want to cover off is that, you know, your solar energy system is going to last you 20 years. You know, if you're buying a quality system like SolarEdge with a 12-year warranty, you know, this is going to last you a generation. You know, a smart inverter future-proofs your investment and adds value to your home by adding the EV into it right now. There's lots and lots of people out there who are very keen to buy EVs. They're just waiting for that price point to become more affordable to the mass market. You know, as I just alluded to, the MG is now at 45,000 drive away. I mean, we're at that price point now, right? We're going to see more and more cars. I think we looked up the other day, there's something like 12 or 15 new models of EVs coming into the market in Australia in 2021. You know, this is a very relevant product, and it gives you guys an opportunity to sell something completely different and ultimately make some more money as well. You know, let's take the EV energy into consideration. You know, on average, an EV would need about 2 kilowatts of solar. We can add the additional solar on there depending on the size of the system they were already looking at doing. So we can add that into their proposal. Really, really important. Next slide there, please, Brad. So the top things to remember, EV ownership is only going to grow over the next 5 years, as I just said. You know, you've got major manufacturers moving 100% to electric vehicles in the next few years. It's going to be sought after. People are going to want this. You know, if you're talking to people who are building a new home, honestly, guys, this is a no-brainer. Anyone building a new home needs to have an EV infrastructure in that home. I don't understand why anybody would not do that. This particular product is the only integrated EV and PV solution on the market. And you can avoid downstream cost because you only got to do it once. You know, put this inverter up today and it's ready to go when you are in the future. Next, please, Brad. So the last couple of things to remember here, you know, you've got 4 times faster charger than a standard level 2 charger that you would buy from a car dealership, because you've got the PV and the AC working together in boost mode. Adding the EV at the time that you buy the solar will save you hundreds of dollars, probably thousands of dollars really, and you won't need a second installation done. You've got much better warranties, and very importantly, driving on sunshine is much greener and much less expensive. Next, please, Brad. So guys, I just want to quickly, oh, we've had the slide cut off. They're not sure what's happened there. I just want to quickly touch on the last couple of slides on our brand new product, just for those who may not have seen it yet. So if we could move to the next slide there, please, Brad. So hopefully by now you've all heard of the new Genesis inverter, which is out there in the marketplace being installed every day. I just want to give you a quick, very 2 slides just to run through to update you on where that's at. What is Genesis, if you haven't heard of it? What we've done with Genesis is we have improved the price point to make it very competitive against a premium string inverter. It comes in 3, 5, 6, 8.25 and 10 kilowatt capacities. You've still got a fully optimized solution. It still has SolarEdge's safe DC rapid shutdown. It's still an IP65 inverter, can be mounted indoors or outdoors. Still has Wi-Fi built in. And of course, as you can see from the image, it still has the DC isolator built into it. It still comes with a 12-year warranty. One of the great new features around the SolarEdge new residential lineup for 2021 is a single string solution. If you don't know what that means, very quickly, it just means up to a 5 kilowatt inverter. If you're doing a 5 kilowatt install with a 6.6 on the roof, it is only 1 string up on the roof. If you need to know how we make that happen, please get on the phone to Cranich, get on the phone to your SolarEdge sales manager, and we'll run you through it. It's very, very simple. It's the simplest thing you can design, simplest thing to install on the market, bar none. And if you're using the SolarEdge modules, which I'm sure you are, it's even less work because you literally pull the module out of the box. The optimizer is already pre-fitted to it. 18 panels up on the roof, doesn't matter where you put them. 1 string, 1 DC isolator, 1 run down to your inverter with the built-in DC isolator. Job's done, it's home time. Guys, it's really, really easy, and the price is right. completely compatible with the new SolarEdge battery, which is due to be released in the coming months later this year. So watch this space for more information on that. One of the key changes that we've made with Genesis is we've reduced the visibility on the portal. You saw on Gavin's video there that you're able to see his panels. So the homeowner won't have access to that anymore. They'll only have access to that front screen, which is the dashboard. Genesis doesn't allow you to have some of the features attached to it. This is a product that's there to squarely combat the premium string inverters. What that means is that you, as the installer, as the person who's monitoring and looking after your customer, you still do have access to it. So if your customer calls you and says, "Man, I'm not sure this is working right, I think there's a problem," you can still see if any of those panels have an issue. The customer can't see it. Next slide, please, Brad. So the Energy Hub is the other new inverter, which I'm not going to get in today. We're going to be releasing that shortly. They hit the ground in April. This is a great slide. It shows you the difference between the two. So basically the key things that you're not getting is with Genesis, you can't connect LG battery. You don't get the monitoring layer. It doesn't allow backup when you add the battery. It's self-consumption only. You can't put smart home or EV on the Genesis. So for those customers, remembering this is a product for those customers who don't see the value proposition necessarily in all those features. You know, it's just for those customers who, you know, you might walk in and you sell SolarEdge and you show them the monitoring, you show them the app, and you talk about optimization and you talk about all the great things that SolarEdge offer, the longer warranties, and they might look at that and go, "Yeah, I really like that, but you know, your competitors offered me this premium string inverter and it's $800 cheaper or whatever." The great news is now you've got an option to go back to them with a SolarEdge solution, which is the Genesis. Genesis does everything that a string inverter does, but more. It's still optimized, as we said, still has the safety built in, and it's the same price point. So it just gives you another feather in the bow to keep selling the SolarEdge brand. For more information, obviously, at any time, you know, get onto Cranitch, talk to those guys, talk to your SolarEdge sales manager. We're happy to, we've got lots and lots of resources available to you. And next slide there, please, Brad. I think we're just about at the end. Yeah, I just want to go through two last slides, just quickly update you on where SolarEdge is at as a corporate, as a business. As you can see here, the numbers are pretty impressive. You know, we've shipped over 65 million optimizers. We are the #1 residential solar inverter company globally. We've got hundreds and hundreds of patents awarded and pending, as you can see. We're in 28 countries. Q4 last year, we did $358 million in revenue. We hit $1.46 billion for the year 2020 in total revenue. There's over 1.9 million monitored systems around the world, 2.7 million inverters, 22 gigawatt of products have been shipped, which is just mind-boggling. And we've got well over 3,000 employees now globally. So, you know, the reason that we throw these numbers up, guys, is to give you confidence in the product that you're walking in and selling to your customer. You can go in knowing that you're backed by the world's biggest. We are an incredibly profitable company. In fact, if we move to the next slide, you can see that for yourself. And this gives you, okay, it'll be the next slide, but I'll go through this one first. R&D. So this comes up a lot. People often ask, you know, where's it made? So there's a couple of answers to that question. So we have R&D centers in Israel, Bulgaria, California, Korea, and Italy. We have manufacturing facilities in China, Vietnam, Hungary, Korea, and Israel. We just launched our state-of-the-art Seller 1 manufacturing plant over in northern Israel. There's some great videos on this. There's a video, if you go to YouTube and just search, you know, SolarEdge by the numbers, it will show you some really good videos. If you can't find it, reach out to your SolarEdge sales manager and we'll send you the link to these videos. Next slide there, please, Brad, which will be the last one. As I was just saying, you know, the reason that we talk about these numbers is to give you confidence in when you talk to your customer that you can go in knowing you're backed by an incredibly profitable, the world's #1 company that's going to be around to honour those long warranties that we have. You know, if you look at those numbers from last year, $1.46 billion in turnover, 31.4% growth. The numbers are amazing, and you know, guys, we're just getting going. You know, we've already got panels, we've got the optimized solution, we've got our EV chargers, we've got our home automation, which is, there's a whole bunch of new home automation coming later in the year. And finally, we've also got our battery, which is the last piece of the puzzle, which will be here later in the year. So, you know, we've got so much to offer. This is, for you guys selling, it makes your job so much easier. You've got a solution for everybody. It's a single vendor solution. It allows you to walk into your customer and say, no matter what happens for the next 12 years, SolarEdge, you've got your back, and it's one phone call for no matter what part of your system might fail over the next 12 years, 25 years in the case of the optimizer, SolarEdge will replace it. I don't know that it gets any easier. I'm pretty sure that's the last slide, Brad. If we just go to the next one, I think it should say thank you. It does. Excellent. So guys, I just want to thank you for taking some time this morning to figure out and learn a little bit more about SolarEdge and also the EV charger. So Mark, thank you for letting SolarEdge take part in your webinar series. Good luck for the next couple of weeks and your launch. I've been to the new office, so for you guys who haven't been there, go up and check it out. It's a fantastic location. I think these guys are going to do really well, so support them as much as you can. I'll hand back over to Mark now. Thanks.
Thank you so much, David. Great presentation. And again, I also learned a lot about this EV system, and what I really like, it's a future-proof system, right? So if you consider to buy an EV car, and maybe it's not today, tomorrow, but in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years time, you still get a product which is EV ready. So you have basically one inverter, two functions, which also helps the installer to save some money on the installation, because it's only one installation. And for the end customer, for the residential owner, it is a great thing to say, like, okay, I'm going to buy an EV car in 6 to 7 years. And I have everything what I need. But I have one question left from my side before we open the Q&A. You know, for an installer, it's an additional product. It's a new product, and sometimes people are a bit afraid, okay, there's something I need to do differently, there's something I need to learn again. Can you just maybe highlight again how easy this product is, how it fits into the whole SolarEdge portfolio? So it helps a bit like the installer to understand, okay, it might be not that difficult to sell it to the customers.
Sure. I mean, the reality is that this is installed exactly like a standard 5 kilowatt HD wave inverter. The EV part of it is AC coupled internally. So from an install point of view, it's as simple as doing anything else. You know, it's really, really easy. It's not a separate unit to install. You know, it doesn't get any easier. That's the beauty of having an all-in-one product.
Awesome. Great thing. So I think I'm going to open now the Q&A session. Are there any other questions?
I must have done a good job. I've answered all their questions.
I guess we covered all. Awesome. I mean, as said, if there is anything left in regards to questions which come up later, just give us a call, contact us. We're there for you. Our SolarEdge colleagues from our supplier, they're there for you. So just let us know, approach us. I think it's a great topic. I think it's a topic which is still in the early phase, but as we see it worldwide, it will grow and the demand will grow. And I think it's important as an installer, as a supplier, to be ready and to highlight this topic. We will also share all the presentation on our social media channels. So go to our library and you will find more information about this topic. And as said, please approach us if there's anything. David, thank you so much for your input, for your presentation, for the support. And I give the last word to you.
Pleasure, no problem at all. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for introducing SolarEdge into this series, and well done on opening the new branch. Look forward to supporting you here in Brisbane. I'm a Brisbane boy too, as you know, so we're here to support you and your customers. So look forward to working closely together.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And there's a full program on for the next 2 weeks. So just look on our website, on our social media channels, and just join us whenever you can. Thank you so much.